you're putting words in my mouth, and you're absolutely wrong. I've never said trans people are a threat in any way.
Okay, but
you projected that, though, because that's what you believe.
Then why do you keep saying stuff like, yeah, they'd better tell their doctor or else they're going to have to get lied on because they don't know? The way you talk about this indicates you think
it because, you know why, VAUSH? Because
what do you think I believe that's wrong?
You people are all Christophobes.
Okay.
Am I?
Yeah, that's why you
I am pretty anti-religious, I'll admit. I'm pretty anti-religious because it makes people like this brain poison seems to correspond pretty heavily to religious beliefs. My trans friends have never been mean to me in any way, shape, or form. They're not a threat in any way, shape, or form. Okay.
You can't even imply that I even think that because you're a moron.
Okay, so wait, what do you think that I believe about trans people that like hurt society in any way?
0% of you are subscribed. Fix that.
Doug, how about gender abolition? When I say that to you, what do you think about that, Doug?
I don't know what that means, but let me see if I can unpack it. So you believe in the abolition of gender, meaning we no longer talk about the differences between bis and trans and whatever, and just kind of admit that it's all a giant gray kind of scale that anyone can choose whatever they want, no matter what gender they actually are by biology. Why not just call a penis a vagina and a vagina and penis?
You know, trans people generally call like penises, right? And like vaginas. That's all like biological stuff. It's mostly about like identification and how you're treated by society.
Well, but they do say men can have a period and that men can have a baby. Mm-hmm. So I that's kind of like calling a penis a vagina.
Men with a womb can do those things. Yeah. Like they'd have to have the womb, of course, but they could do it. Yeah.
No, a man when he gets his operation done, he does not have a period. It does not he does not get a uterus with it builds up compounds that are made to feed a baby, and then once a month it doesn't get flushed out. No, that's not what happens to men.
There are men who have gotten pregnant. Yeah, they're just trans, like they're assigned female birth, and they're like, I'm a man. Play him.
It's just the sexuality stuff. It's just become such a freak show that
can we get
really anyone can.
Wait. What's the freak show? Wait, hold on. We're all pro freedom here, right? What's wrong with letting people decide what they want to do with their life?
No, I'm fine with that. I'm saying if someone else says I'm a rabbit, I don't have an obligation to feed them carrots and call them a rabbit and bunny boy. I can just say, no, actually, I'm autonomous too. You're autonomous. You think you're a rabbit, and I'm autonomous, and I think you're a human male.
Okay, gotcha. By the way, you are legally obligated to call rabbit people bunny boys. That is something that you actually have to do. Okay, let's unpack this. So that was the attack helicopter joke. So, do you recognize that there was a difference between gender and species? That these are different things?
You mean gender and sex?
No, gender and species. A species is a very specific biological delineation which you can empirically defer to with regards to genomes and hereditary behaviors and a bunch of other really complicated stuff that's beyond me. That's not my major. Whereas gender is a series of social norms and collected sort of responsibilities and expectations which are associated with sex. Yeah. So if a person said, I'm a bunny rabbit, that is a factually incorrect statement unless they're a bunny rabbit and they can talk. Whereas if a person said, I'm a woman, as long as that was a thing they believed to be true, that's a true statement.
Yeah. My problem is using the word gender. Gender, it had one meaning, which is what I believe it as, the classic meaning. And then they invented a new word called gender, where they said that it meant whatever you want to feel about sexuality, you can identify yourself as. So back when I was raised on a farm, in Turlock in 4th grade, and they would, you'd have to gender chickens.
You sex them, like I sex my lizards. You sex them also,
yeah. You sex them. That's another word for it because the words used to be interchangeable, and now gender means, you can.
Do you think it's wrong that the word's definitions have colloquially expanded?
I identify as is more accurate because you're saying, regardless of my biology, I project my own personal expression into this, is that I can say I'm a rabbit.
Attack helicopter.
Or I'm a water faucet.
But
I can be anything I want.
What role does biology have in like interactions between people on a day-to-day basis? Like if a trans woman says, I'm a woman, what information is being lost by way of me not knowing that they were assigned male at birth?
Well, they're not a woman.
Well, sure they are, but like what am I losing?
Wait, a man that identifies as a woman is a woman?
No, a woman that identifies as a woman is a woman.
Oh, well, a woman that identifies as a woman is a woman.
Yeah, I
but a
completely
man who
agree.
identifies as a woman is not a woman. That's
Right,
the
so
argument,
your issue
right?
isn't with the term gender. Your issue is with the concept of people being things other than that which they were assigned at birth, right?
Yeah, and VAUSH, I'm only suspicious that they took the word gender the same way they took the word marriage. See, the left tries to win arguments by taking words and vocabulary. They play little word games, and then they say, and then they try and abolish the original. They go, see, there's no such thing as just man-woman marriage.
What do you mean they took over the definition of marriage?
They invent words,
Well,
and that's how you win an
words
argument,
are
is by
invented.
inventing a word.
All words are invented. The word marriage was invented by humans. Like we made it
Yeah, but
up.
I mean, but you know what I mean by new invention of words that don't exist. It's like
But all
if I
words
walked
don't
around and
exist.
if I popularized the word Christophobe as all people who turn down Jesus Christ are Christophobes. You're a Christophobe, and these other boys aren't Christian. They're not followers of Christ. They're Christophobes. You go, I'm not. That sounds like a medical condition. I'd go, yeah, it's an irrational hatred of Christians or Jesus Christ.
What if it got entered in the dictionary and people started using it colloquially to
Yeah,
describe
I
it?
still wouldn't buy it. I'd go, you know what? That is obviously a word made up to win an argument.
Wait, but
and
that's how
it
words work.
And it doesn't have it didn't earn its way through the normal forms of like growing up through Latin.
I think if it
and having an accurate term, you have to defy
It
the
needs to
word.
grow
You have
through
to end up
Latin?
having to destroy the word Christophobe
Wait,
because
you know,
it has
we're
no
talking
real
over
meaning.
we're talking over Skype right now. All of the terminology which describes online behavior and interactions has been invented in the past 30 years. Like,
Yeah.
we're right now we're using a medium. The language which describes it is entirely divorced from the Latin language.
Sure.
So is email not a word? What about like cybersecurity or like
No, my problem is in that they steal words that already exist and recombine them. So
How do
if
they
I
steal
say,
marriage?
look, I mean this as a total compliment, VAUSH, you're a Nazi. I mean it as a total compliment. It means nice guy where I'm from, Nazi. You'd go, hey, I know what that word means. And I'd go, no, you don't understand. This is the way we all mean it now.
Okay.
And you'd go, well, why did you do that?
But so I understand the argument that you're making, and it's that the left, rather than making like the moral arguments, will just try to sneakily redefine terms. The issue is that, like, with regards to marriage, same-sex couples have been fighting for marriage rights for nearly a century in this country. Well, in reality, quite a bit longer than that, but in the public space around that time. The idea that the left just, like, sneakily redefined the term is not the case. They've been pushing for it very hard. Many of them lost their lives to it in riots and in fights with the police and in poor treatment from the government, like with the HIV crisis. So to say that it just got, like, snuck in is not the case.
So I get it that the new definition of all these gender abolition and stuff, the idea that you can destroy it, men will still always be men and women will still always be women.
Hold on.
And facts are just a bitch. You can't get around
I don't
them.
know what facts you
Two
think
men
trans
can't
people
make a
are.
baby.
Okay.
Two men can't get
wait,
married.
please. This
A man
spiel, we all
can't
know
be
what
a
you're going to say.
woman.
We've all
A
heard
man
every
can't
sentence
have
of
a
it.
period.
Though, Doug.
So,
And a woman can't have a penis, and there's two genders.
okay, thank you. So you
And the
completely
female
backed off.
orgasm is a myth.
You completely backed
Yeah,
off
that too.
the gay marriage thing. Like, you completely backed off of it because you knew your argument was fucking stupid. So your qualification initially was the word was stolen. Notice how you're not actually making a prescriptive argument. You're just arguing that it was, like, sneaky of the left to redefine words. Marriage wasn't redefined, like, as a term. Only
I don't know if it's sneaky or not. I know
only
it's what they do. It's a
purview-
fake way to win an argument.
it's not a fake.
You just change the
it's
word.
not. Wait, no, stop. You aren't like the victim of a conspiracy. You just lost. The majority of Americans support same-sex marriage now. It's done.
I do not care if all of America
This is
said
how
Jesus
language
is God
works.
and you have to be saved. Would you agree with them? No, of course not.
But these aren't matters of empirical
crowds
consideration. The
people can be
definition of
wrong,
marriage
boss.
isn't empirical. Where did we find the definition of marriage anyway? Did we find it, like, inscribed in a stone tablet? We made it up. We made the word up along with every other word that exists.
Sure. And, you know, you can make up the same way
so
you
wait,
made up
stop,
the word
wait, please. You see,
homophobe. Maybe it has no fixed
you
meaning.
say
It might
nothing
just
has
be-
fixed meaning. You say so much dumb shit. We just need to go by point by point. Okay, so
Yeah.
with the gay marriage argument, I don't know why you keep acting like this was some like sneaky effort on the left to redefine words.
Fine,
The
it's not-
question
fine, it's
was
not sneaky.
marriage
It was-
is a
it was
marriage
overt.
is
It was
both
overt and brilliant. I don't know where you're getting off on
wait, can I
sneaky
finish a
stuff.
point without, I know he's like super mad, but I need to get through this. So with gay marriage, this wasn't any redefining words. The term marriage referred to matrimony and a bunch of legal shit between two people, and now it's been expanded so same-sex couples get to benefit from that as well. It's very, very simple. This wasn't like some Orwellian redefining of terms. With regards to trans people, men and women or whatever, we recognize the fact that gender and sex mean two different things. We know that because words only exist insofar as we define them. And as far as I can tell, I won this argument because according to the dictionary and basically every medical institution on the planet, gender and sex mean two different things. In reality, what you say defines a man or a woman is not the historical definition, because the current definition used by
do I have
people
an
like...
obligation to acknowledge the historical definition? I don't care. I'm not going to call a
You
woman a
just
man.
said it has
So-
to be Latin. Wait, where are your standards coming from?
Dude, you just now came up with all this arguments for why women should be autonomous with her body. Shouldn't I not
arguments
be
are like-
autonomous with my own mind? And if I think a woman is a woman, if a person has a vagina, they're a woman. Why do you not let me have my own autonomous body now?
Do you think I'm trying to legislate out your ability to be a transphobe?
No,
You can
it's
do
much
it. It's
easier
a free
just to
country.
get all my people fired if we disagree. That's
Wait,
usually
yeah,
what
and
happens.
you have a legal right to be a racist as well, and you might get fired if you are. Like, yeah, that's how it works.
Well, you have a legal right to murder babies, so who cares?
No, I don't. I have a. If I had a womb, then I would have a legal right to an abortion. But even that, we're starting to lose.
Every single one of us were born of one man and one woman.
So you're
now you can
not
say
engaging with
that
the argument.
you were
You're giving up.
born of two dads, or a dad and a dog, or a dad and a unicorn. I don't care. I know what a man
Do you need
and
a
a
nap?
woman is.
Do you need a sippy cup? Are you too angry to engage in the conversation? I can tell that you're not even listening to me when I
I know what a man and a
talk.
woman is, and so do you, VAUSH. Now that you participate in a madness of our culture that says, well, maybe my mom is a
now
dad,
you're making
maybe
the
my
spicy
dad
arguments.
is a woman, and maybe two people can have a baby, maybe a man can have a
Prove
period.
it's delusional.
Now you could enter into that if you want, and I don't care, VAUSH, if every single person in the world enters into that. I have no obligation to do it.
Nobody's saying you have an obligation. Nobody's forcing you legally to do anything. Why can a person with a penis not be a woman?
Because women don't have penises.
Why not? Can you find me a dictionary definition of woman which includes that?
I would only point to your mom. Did your mom have a penis?
I'm sorry. Does every woman have to have a penis? I know women with penises.
No women have ever had a penis, and no mom has ever had a penis. I'm just
My
asking.
mom's had a lot of penises.
Wait, I know
personal
moms with
experience.
penises. So these are irrational arguments. So let's give it another shot. Can
Well,
you
it's
explain
irrational
to
to
me
say that a woman can have a penis. I'm only giving you an example of
why?
because your moms or women have wombs
Some of them do.
and vaginas. I know this is news. This is what I mean by it's
You're
madness,
not
but I
even
have to
engaging,
try and
dude.
break
You're
this out to
you're
you.
lost.
It's like you, VAUSH, between the two of us, you're the crazy person, buddy. You're the one saying that a
You're
woman
coming
could
off
have a
incorrect.
penis.
No, I'm asking you, but you can't answer because you know that you have no arguments here. The fact
No,
of the
it's
matter
because
is,
I'm bored with your madness.
everything.
It's
Wait, but
stupid.
I'm asking you. So explain.
Okay.
So the fact that some women have wombs isn't an argument that some women can't have penises. So why can't a woman have a penis?
A woman can't have a penis because they don't.
Okay,
never
so
have.
you know you can't, man. This is so I'm the mad one, but you're the one who has to resort to tautology in order to defend his positions.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah,
it's
I'll
not
go with that.
surprising that you lost in every single academic circle and that every organization around the Western world unilaterally agrees with me. Like
Yeah,
it's
I'd
pretty
say the
crazy.
same to-
That's some
I'd say
crazy
the same
far
thing
left
to all of
madness
them.
right there. You know?
Yeah. Yes, it's true. One of us is mad.
Okay, just circular reasoning is like irrational, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I want to bang me some men, and we're done.
What
I'm into
women
gay. I'm
pose
gay,
as
and I'm
men?
into
Do you-
men.
Again, do you
So-
mean, why don't you just use the term? So even if you hate trans people, why not just say trans man or trans woman? It makes your statements much more understandable and much
Yeah,
less
I don't.
convoluted.
I'm not going to play word games.
It's
I'm
not
telling you,
word
I'm
games. It's just easier to understand what you're saying. You're like, when a gay man sees a man who he thinks is a man, but is actually a woman in disguise. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking. Are you talking about a trans guy or like a drag queen? Like, I have no fucking clue.
I think Doug's computer broke. Yeah, Doug's computer froze.
Is he
Wait,
frozen?
real?
No, this is what happened.
Or is he just thinking really hard?
He short circuited because he's like, wait,
so we
hold
wouldn't have to
on.
answer this.